I learned the sport of Arnis back in high school. We had PE for Arnis. But as far as my knowledge goes, I only know it to be an exhibition sport and not a competition. So, hindi ko alam kung paano namin gagawin yung challenge mamaya.
Ang nangyayari, around the world, Arnis is being practiced and a lot of Filipinos are teaching it to, like in the US, I know it's being taught to police force, the use of Arnis by Filipinos. Pero dito, hindi masyado na-propagate, which is sad kasi it's an art form sa atin. So that's as far as I know. But have I tried it? No, I haven't. Excited ako because, again, of its history, the history of the sport, the history of the martial art. It's very Filipino.
I'm really excited to be trying out this sport today. It's a mix of Kali and Eskrima, so knife fighting and sword fighting, and it's, you know, it's a Filipino martial art, and I'm really, really excited. I love things about martial art. I like watching, I like learning about it, and so today I'm really excited. Today, are we going to learn the forms of Arnis? I know there are certain forms that you learn, or are we going to be sparring with each other? I don't know. Maybe, I don't think we're going to be sparring, but maybe it's just the form.
Actually, first time ko ngayon, kasama sila Gretcheno, sila Boom, sila Mia. Na-excite din ako matuto ng basics sa Arnis kasi sabi nila parang hindi masyadong ano yung Arnis eh. So gusto ko rin ma-experience kung paano talaga ginagawa yung Arnis.
Welcome back to Game Day Weekend. As Master Ryan told us earlier, we will be tasked to outperform each other in the ancient Filipino fighting art of Arnis. But before we hack ourselves for the Arnis sticks, of course, we have to learn the basics from Master Ryan.
Okay, so our basic techniques are, again, we have the songkit, or the lead strike. We have the block counter. We have the iwas counter, and then we have the lunge counter. So, isa-isahin nga natin. For songkit, we have, basically, we need to make an extra step. So, demo guys, no? Fighting stance, extra step forward. Then you bend from the waist to reach forward as far as you can. And then you have to move out, pull back, so that you are going to evade the counter. Okay? And that's the most basic hit. Now, we also have the block counter. Block counter usually are against attacks to the head and side of the head. So from here, Coach Daniel, you're going to perform the block. Okay, and then you're going to perform a strike to the head. Okay, ready? And go, block. And then you're going to make that familiar move called, the counter is also a songkit. Counter. Okay. But you can make a songkit either to the leg or to the head or to the shoulders. So let's make a counter to the head. Again, block, counter. Then move out. There. So that's the technique number 2, the block counter. Okay, so next we have the block counter. Usually, it's against the strike to the head. So, tinel, strike, then we have the block and counter to the head. And move out. Yeah. Again, in one motion, move, block, counter, then move out. So that's the second technique. For the third technique, we have what's called the iwas counter, or evade, then counter. Okay. Usually, this is used against a strike to the leg or songkit. Okay, songkit, and then Daniel step back and counter to the head. There. Okay. So again, in one motion, move. Yeah, that's the third technique. Now, the fourth technique is what we call the lunge block counter. Now, this involves a lot more footwork than the first 3 counters. If the opponent is a bit far away, okay, this one we can't really break it down that much because there's a portion in mid-air. So try to make do that combination slowly. Lunge is the strike, then block, feed the counter, and then exit to the right and counter to the body. Okay, ready? One count na yan lahat. And move. There. Okay. So as you can see, there is an attack, lunge, block, counter. There. So if your attack misses, you also counter your opponent's counter. and then you exit away so that you prevent further counters. Okay, last one, ready? Move. Then you move out. There. So here, guys, we have our 4 basic sparring techniques. Kamao style. Taas na yun. Isa pa.
Ay, dapat sabay, no? Okay, so what we just learned were the 4 basic movements of Arnis. So counter to the head, and then step back, tapos hit, tapos counter to the knees, and then lunge, block, counter. So yun yung apat. Medyo sumakit yung shoulder ko, masakit kasi siya, nakakangalay. And nakakapagod din pala if you do the movements all at once, if you do it very fast. So papawisan ka talaga. I'm just not sure how it will turn out later since I'll be doing it, I'll be sparring with someone else. So hopefully it won't hurt.
Tutunan ko nga kung paano nga yung mga basic, yung forms, yung mga basic attack, basic defense, tas ayun. Tas pinag-aaralan ko yung agility. Sabi kasi ni coach, kailangan daw mabilis. Kesa naman power is same lang din naman yung point. So diskarte lang talaga, paunahan lang. Tsaka ready na ako sa challenge.
Sige naman, I'm having a little bit of a coordination problem, I guess. Thinking of dun sa last out of the 4. Otherwise, it's okay. It needs a little practice so that it's more fluid, more effective. But you're thinking about so many things also. Where to hit, which... Yeah, no, it's a workout, yeah, for sure. Your stance, your movement. The 4th move is the one that I'm still trying to master.
I worked up a sweat just learning the basics. I'd like to think of it as a dance. It's like memorizing steps in a way, learning the forms, and so I think I have to work on that a bit, memorizing and learning the exact form in order to put my body, especially in the balance where to go, and how to have most effective strikes and blocks as well. But yeah, it's a challenge because you need to get the right technique, and I think coordination's a big thing here, a big key here. And yeah, am I ready for the third round? Yeah, I'm super ready. Always ready. Born ready.